What is up, everybody? Welcome to the rookie slash amateur slash GT4 class here at Nürburgring. We are excited to bring you here tonight for another broadcast of ORL Racing, Odyssey Racing League action tonight. So bear with us here. We're going to have the Nürburgring. It looks like we're going to have quite a few GT4s versus some GT3 cars. The rookie class is our new guys here. They are starting out. We have De Rosso here in his autistic-colored Volkswagen Golf Cayman ancestral vehicle, doing a couple more laps here while he can before qualifying starts. So it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 GT4s and 7 GT3 cars in our rookie class. So it's going to be pretty exciting, guys. I just want to let you know that there is going to be a little bit of a break from the announcing for me tonight. Good news for me, my bag actually showed up, so they're finally delivering it only 40 days late. So just wanted to give you a heads up. If it goes quiet for a little while, that's going to be why. Okay, so as we get going here we go. It's going to be a night race at Nürburgring, or twilight race, I guess, depending what you want to call it. And we see De Rosso on the track starting out. Everybody for, let's see, him. We got Robbie, sort of Asian, in this ugly, sinister-looking Jannetta. Bonus Charles also in that ugly, sinister-looking Jannetta. Let's see, we got Grush coming out here as one of our rookies in the McLaren. Privyet Kirill. Ryan Luke's out there in his Ferrari with the glowing taillight. So it's going to be a pretty interesting race, I think. I'm interested to see what's actually going to happen in turn 1. It tends to be a nightmare here on this track. So I'm just trying to stay a little on the quiet side tonight because I want to make sure I can hear my doorbell ring. That way, when my bag actually shows up, I can get it. But anywho, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week so far. Mine's been alright. It's actually going really good now that the fact that we have all this good stuff is happening with me. I am excited. I got a new direct drive wheelbase, a Thrustmasters T818. I got it set up, and it is night and day difference between that TX base that I had. I just got to move it a little bit closer to me. I don't like how far away it is. So that is where I am sitting as we speak. I am going to turn on my camera outside so I can watch when this guy shows up in my bag, because I will have to sign for it. Alright, no one set a time yet other than Robbie sort of Asian, but that was his outlap, so it doesn't really count. We do have a yellow flag on the track. Let's see what happened to De Rosso here. Let's go back 30 seconds. Did he just dipped his tires in the grass? You don't stop very well when you do that, pal. I'm trying to figure out how the hell I want to stick this phone up so I can see what's actually going on at my front door. That'll work. At least I can see what's going on. That way, if someone comes, I can get my bag. If you can't tell, I'm actually really kind of excited about that. Let's see. Our first track lap so far is Robbie Daniel with his 9-minute 52-second lap. We know that's not going to be this lap time. I'm assuming it's probably going to be in the 2:04, 2:03 range. I'm not quite sure exactly what it's going to be here for him, but that is not a front splitter. That's a front splitter. Robbie driving that right-hand drive, wrong-hand drive, whatever you want to call it, but he also raced on our Monday Night League race, the Porsche GT Cup. That's also something that we are broadcasting too. If you guys definitely want to check that out, it's a lot of fun. If you're actually interested in driving the the Cup cars, join the league. It's fun. No pressure, just have a blast. It's definitely a hard car to drive, but it's so rewarding when you actually get it right. Someone's catching up to him pretty quick, like. We got Ian Luss coming as BMW here. He's technically number 2 on the board, but no one's really put a good lap in yet. We just got a 2:08 from Ryan Luke here. That's who's catching up to Robbie here going into turn 1. Let's just go to TV camera here. I mean, it's tough. You're not really technically supposed to be passing in qualifying, but, you know, what do? You kind of have to pass a GT4 car. You can't be stuck behind them the whole time. Josh Grush now with the fastest lap of qualifying with a 1 minute 59 seconds, 0.175. So, just put it this way, the time difference between this and some of the pro drivers. Some of the pro drivers are actually running a 156 to 154.6, 154.2s. Guys are just flat out flying. As we see that, Kirill just nailed a 157.887 in his Ferrari. Ostentev, I don't know. Kirill, we'll just leave it at that. As he's riding through turn 3 and 4, Mercedes Arena section there in Sector 1. Going into Sector 2, a lot of people are going to struggle with that Sector 1 there. I know I do myself, but let's see. We're going to jump to Ryan Luke here. He's 1.3 seconds up on his current lap of 2 minutes and 0.5. So he's stuck behind, what's that? Who is that? Is that 383? That is Johnny DeMarchi in the GT4 class. Johnny lets him by there in the Camaro. As they're going down through turn 12, the NGK chicane, and that's, I think, is going to get some people out of sorts tonight, I believe. All right. Your wife said no. Derek, come on, bro. I know. I did it this Monday, and she wasn't too pleased with me either. So, yeah, I kind of understand where you're coming from here. I prefer my testicles where they are. DeRosso bringing up another yellow flag here. Let's see what the little Kraut's doing here. What do? You just wipe out? Or did he just get his lap and he decided to teleport? Not quite sure yet. It's fine. God dig it. I really don't like, as I don't... Yep, he just did his lap and boxed up. So let's go back to Nate Schreiber here. P1, car number 44, another McLaren. What I really don't like is having to rush to get things done. So, like, came home, had to, get the steering wheel set up, go get dinner made, get the kid in the bath. Didn't really get much time to get everything set up the way I wanted to. Now I'm just waiting for my bag to show up, so... If it's any consolation there, Derek, that's why a lot of my seat time has kind of gone away, because I was not paying attention to my wife. I shouldn't laugh about that, but, I mean, let's be 100% honest, that's exactly what was going on. I did spending too much time on the rig, being an idiot. So, don't ignore your wife, brother. Look at this. We got P1, Schreiber 2, Kirill, Luscombe P3, and Ryan Luke P4. They're pretty close there in time-wise. Even with P5, Grush, you got basically 1.4 seconds separating the top 5 cars. So 1.6 if you want to count Joe Conley there in P6 also. So it's a pretty tightly contested group here. Let's see. Anybody going to? We got Nate Schreiber here still. Schreiber's running a purple lap still. He's 3/10 up on his time of 154 or 157.4. So he might be 157.1.4. He's getting there. There we go. I got the gaps there for you guys. I'm sorry about that. I know, Richard. I know. I'm just trying to help a brother out. He said his wife didn't want to. I'm trying to get more people to race with us on Monday. And speaking of, where are you at? Are you off frolicking out in the forest somewhere, finding your inner self? Why aren't you racing? Anywho, I'm ready for some action. I hope you're ready for some action. I kind of want to get a little animated tonight. I hope we have a pretty exciting race for everybody involved to see exactly what's going on. Again, it is just so those who don't know, we do have a 1 pit stop. You must take 1 liter of fuel. You do not have to do tires. So you can space that out. You can fill your car completely up. You can, run light. That's all up to you. But most people do splash and dashes because that is the fastest way around this circuit. So I forgot my beer. So our top 3 so far here in qualifying with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go is Schreiber, Offstein, Luscombe, Luke, Grush, Conley. That's the rookie class. Our GT4 class is Charles, followed by DeRosso, DeMarchi, Robbie Daniel, and Drew Jensen. So not very many GT4 guys today. It's kind of light crowd. Oh! That was almost bad here. Let's see. Let's look at Johnny DeMarchi in his Camaro as he's going through turn 14, the NGK chicane. I really wonder, I'm not sure. I've driven the Camaro a couple of times. I don't remember much about it other than the fact that I didn't like it. So how does that thing handle the curbs? Does it handle the curbs well? Does it take bumps well? As you see, Robbie actually exiting the pits here. Is he actually going to make an issue in being in front? Nope, he's going to be nice and smart enough to let DeMarchi by him. So we are not going to have that big of an issue there, letting Johnny continue on his fast lap right now. We have 3 minutes to go in qualifying. We just see a purple lap for car number 44, which is Schreiber with a 56.632. Getting up there, he's going to be... Those times right there are going to be just on par with some of the amateurs tomorrow. So, me. So as we got a purple lap going here for bonus Charles. Mama Africa Motorsports Janetta in his GT4. We can see that he's getting ready to go up to turn 12, getting ready to head into the NGK chicane, downshifts hard, get some curb, easy onto the throttle, back into heavy braking zone here for turn 15, the Coca-Cola curve. Hard on the throttle to the front stretch, into the start-finish line he goes, but he is not going to beat his time that he just... Goodness gracious, he's what, almost 3/10 down exactly. So he was 3/10 up. So Joe Conley's actually, let's go to Joe here. He's on a green lap of 1.2 seconds, so this might actually be a pretty good lap. Oh, wrong button, sorry. As he heads out of the Coca-Cola curve, going down to the front stretch, and he is going to beat his time and put him down into 158.697. That's still good for 6th for Conley. Kirill is actually up on his lap time, just barely up on his lap time by 1/10 of a second. He's in turn 3, so heading through sector 1 himself. He is now even. So we're going to see where he actually finishes out here, because if these two guys, I see 2 cars in the pits, Linscomb and Luke Ryan, they're not going to be able to get out there and put a lap in. And get a hot lap in before qualifying ends. So it looks like they're going to be happy with their positions. Joe Conley is off the track in his 911, or 992, excuse me. Let's see, Bonus. Bonus is purple on his lap right now. Let's see how he's doing here. Headed through turn 9, the Schumacher S's. Currently, he is still up 2/10 of a second. He's running a 2:05.870 for his fast lap. The Cup cars were running 59s, 58s. So I thought the Cup car would have been slower than this, considering the less aerodynamics. But it is what it is. That shows you how much I know, which is not much. As soon as he finishes this lap, we're going to jump to Krill. Here, he is behind him shortly. He was purple for a second. Now he's just 1/10 up on his lap time. So, looks like our pole sitter tonight is going to be Schreiber, followed by Kirill, Grush, Ludscombe, and Luke. As qualifying winds down, Kirill is rounding the Coca-Cola curve. He's 2/10 up on his lap, but is not going to beat Schreiber's time. He's only going to be down by 2/10 of a second, 2.3 or 2.2, excuse me. And then Josh Grush here, he is in turn 6, getting ready to head to the hairpin of the Dunlop Cara. Yeah, he's 1 second down in his time. He might as well just back out of that. But we do have Drew Jensen's actually 0.8 of a second up on his time. That 0.8 of a second will not do him any good. Robbie is quite a bit way ahead of him. As qualifying is winding down, looks like your starting lineup is going to be Schreiber, Kirill, Grush, Ludscombe, Luke, Conley, Charles DeRosso, Robbie, sorta Asian, Daniel, DeMarchi, and bringing up the caboose, Drew Jensen. Choo choo, mofo. So while they get ready here, oh Jesus, Drew's actually up 1.2 seconds. If that's the case, he's going to beat Robbie for the 10th spot, or not, excuse me, DeMarchi for the 10th spot here. So I'm pulling for you, Drew. Get it going. Is that a University of Houston? Oh no, Nebraska University. Black Shirts Racing, Cornhuskers. I mean, oof. After that beatdown they got this last week, I don't know. Boom. That is a that puts him 2/10 exactly down on. And David Courtwright just jumped in. Okay. I am quite perplexed on exactly what is going on here. So let's go here. Let's go. And while we're waiting for this to end, we'll go ahead and put this on and be right back, guys. Alright, and here we get ready to go, boys and girls. So let's go ahead and take a peek at our starting lineup tonight here. So we're going to go here to Nate Schreiber in P1. P2 followed in by Kirill Osenstev. Yeah, Kirill there in P2. Right, and here we get ready to go, boys and girls. And so we got Grush here in P3. P4 followed by Ian Linscomb in the BMW. P5, Ryan Luke in the 296 Ferrari. Joe Conley in the Porsche. Followed by Bonus Charles in P7. P8 is DeRosso. Robbie Sorta Asian in P9. Johnny DeMarchi in P10. And Drew Jensen in P11. Actually, I will admit that is kind of a good looking car. Nebraska University, or University of Nebraska, excuse me. Camaro there. So let's jump into a different camera view. If I wouldn't have dropped my mouse, that would have been so much better. Alright, so as we are winding around through turn 5, the Valvoline curve. Get ready for the start of this race here. And let's go back here to DeRosso because we get a better view of exactly what's going on during the actual race start here into turn 1. I'm hoping everybody can make it through turn 1 relatively unscathed. I'd rather not see a lot of carnage in turn 1, especially with a little bit of a smaller field tonight than we normally have. I would like to actually see us have a clean race, especially these GT3 cars. They were pretty close in timing wise. Schreiber did have some pace on them, but mistakes happen. So I'd like to see a lot of close action racing tonight, as they are going to be single file here for the majority of this lap. Once they get back to the NGK chicane, they will be into the double file start. DeRosso is backing up the pack here. Only got 3 more cars behind him here. So this is a 45-minute race, not an hour long, so it's a little bit shorter than what we're used to running. Again, it's 1 pit stop mandatory. You just need to get 1 liter of fuel. That's it. And that is all you have to do. So we are going to see a lot of action tonight. This is kind of, ironically, a little bit of a tough track to run. The first sector is a very nimble area of the track that a lot of people struggle with, myself including, getting the timings of the apexes and braking points right. So it's going to be interesting for sure to see how especially the GT4 guys, compared to the downforce and the actual aerodynamic grip that you get from the GT3 cars. You don't have that in the GT4. It's just straight up mechanical grip. Very little aerodynamics added to those cars. But as we are winding around the final turn, turn 15, the Coca-Cola curve, heading to the start-finish line, I just realized there's BMW, there's Jaguar, there's Porsche, there's Mercedes, there's all kinds of different markers here. But as we get ready to cross the start-finish line, green, 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 away we go. The race is on, and we are battling it out. We got side-by-side action. It looks like Schreiber is taking the lead into turn 1, followed by Grush is taking P2. They are 3 wide heading into turn 1. As we backing it up, Schreiber goes wide. Or Grush goes wide, excuse me. Schreiber takes the lead. Did we make it without any incidents? It looks like we did, but we still have a battle on our hands here in the beginning part of the race here. Let's go to Josh Grush's view. Let's go to the helicam so we can see everything that's going on between him and Schreiber here in P1 and P2. Ian Linscomb is in P3, followed by Luke Kirill. Oops, I have a call. Let me give you a call. Come on, guys. All right. So that was my bag delivery man saying he's on his way. He'll be here in about 45 minutes. So it looks like we'll be able to do the whole race here. Pretty good for me there. And we can do the whole race without being interrupted. Other than that part of it, so. All right, so we have some incidents here. Not much. We can go back to see some of these incidents, but I don't think there's any real big issues. We do have a yellow flag on the track right now. Josh Rush has got a yellow flag, and I can't get to it because it's in the replay. Dadgummit. So, Josh Rush has fallen all the way to the very back there. Car number 35. Let's go back to him to see what exactly happened to Grush here. He was in P2. Connolly and I don't know who else that is. They're battling with him, but Connolly and it looks like Ryan Luke. Oh, he went in. Oh, I see what he did. He just outbroke himself and totally gave Ryan Luke a reach around. That was not a good breaking point for him here. So let's look at the pack here. We got the leading car is Nate Schreiber. He has himself a 3-second lead on Lutzcombe, followed by another 3 seconds to Joe Conley. But Kirill is pretty darn close here to Conley, with Ryan Luke right on his tail also. So this battle here between Kirill and Luke's heating up for the P4 position. Meanwhile, the GT4 class is led by Bonus Charles, followed by DeMarchi, Robbie Sorta Asian, DeRosso, Grush there in GT3 car and P10, and Drew Tenson down there and P11. It looks like car number 35 did get himself a 15-second penalty for that. That is going to hurt. He's going to have to serve that in the pit stop. So he's going to have to sit stationary for 15 seconds. Absolutely brutal. Brutal. And I don't know what damage he carried on from that, but he's going to definitely have to get some going on the speed here. But we're going to stick with this battle here. This is a battle for the last podium position between Connolly, Kirill, and Luke. See how this is going to end up. We are going through turn 12 here, almost to the chicane of the end. It looks like we're going to make it through there nice and easy. Let's go to TV camera here and see what's going on. Going into the final hairpin, the Coca-Cola curve. He is right on the backside of that Porsche of Conley. He's going to get a nice run on the front stretch, but he also has to worry about defending himself against Ryan Luke because he's the meat and the sandwich here, and the menage a trois. He's going to have himself his hands full if he doesn't pay attention. Looks like he was going to dive down to the inside, but why he does that? Ryan Luke dives to the inside. Is he going to try to make this stick? They both give each other enough room as they are winding around to turn number 2. They are still side by side. Oh, Kirill gets a little oversteer, bumps into Ryan Luke, which kind of, ruined their chase for P3 at the moment. Let's see. We have another battle back here in the GT3 or 4 category. We got DeRosso versus Daniel here. If you don't remember, 2 weeks ago they had a really epic battle there at the Silverstone track. So DeRossa's not too far behind DeMarchi either, so 0.6 of a second separates. We're looking at a second and a half separating the 3 of these vehicles here, but I'm going to go back up here between Kirill and Luke, battling it out for the P4 position. Let's see how this is going to end. Hopefully not bad like it did before. I didn't see any penalties being put up here, but Connolly's loving it with these two battling out because they're going to be slower than he is, so he can try to gap him a little bit. He only has a 1.7 second gap to the car behind him, 2 seconds now. So if he can continue to pace that way, it'd be pretty good. Yeah, it does look like a fun race. I agree, Richard. Most definitely. Wish there was more cars out there too. I'm surprised. We had a pretty good crowd last 2 weeks. So, jumping the curbs. Since this battle has kind of died out a little bit, let's go back here to DeMarchi and DeRosso. We got a basically 2 seconds separating 8, 9, and 10. These guys are all a bunch of hard-headed fools, so they're going to fight it out for this position. To them, that is winning. It doesn't matter. So we're going to stick with these guys. DeRosso goes in deep. deep, opens the door for Robbie to try to take him down to the front stretch. Robbie's all over his backside. He's so close to him. He's pulling his hair and saying, "Giddy up, cowboy." They're heading down the front stretch, going into turn one. Who's going to break later? Who's going to come out of turn one in this position? Robbie's going to take the wide line. Is he going to try to switch back? Nope. It looks like DeRosso was able to hold that position, but he still went a little wider than he probably wanted to. But park it on the apex. Park it on the apex. 0.3 of a second separates these two. As I'm saying that, Carrilla is inching up closer to Conley there in P3. 1 second separates the two of those guys. Here, once it gets a little bit closer, I'll switch back to those two. But this is working out well. Let's see. It is Loner rooting on Josh. So while we're doing that, you know what? Let's take a peek at Josh Grush here in his McLaren, since we have a fan of his in the chat room. He is currently in the P6 position. Wait a second. This is... I don't know if my timing's correct here or not. He's 13 seconds behind here in P6. Yeah, something glitched out on my end here. 13 seconds behind. Now, unfortunately, Loner, he does have a 15-second penalty for an issue that he got a little frisky with one of our other drivers from behind and caused a pretty bad collision. But he can still battle his way back through that. There's a lot of things that happen in this race. Turn 1 is terrible for a lot of guys spinning out, trying to get on the power too fast. So stick around. Things could change, but good for him. It's going to be a top 10 finish, at least. I mean, there's only 6 cars in this class tonight, so these are all good learning experiences, too, for these drivers. I'm going to go back up here to Krill and Conley. That Carrilla has made the pass on Conley. Car number 44 just ran the fastest lap of a 1:57.980, so that is the purple lap of the race. Excuse me. Sorry, not trying to yawn. But back here in this battle between DeRosso and Robbie Daniel, these two are battling it out still, and they probably will all race long. As you can see, that blue car up there is Johnny DeMarchi going extremely wide. DeRosso follows his line. He's obviously got tunnel vision here. Robbie's itching at the bit to get by him. Feels like he's faster than him, but DeRosso's made that little VW, whatever you want to call the Porsche Cayman, very wide and hard to pass. So we'll see if Robbie's able to contain himself long enough to make and put the pressure on DeRosso to make him make a mistake, instead of him himself making mistakes. So we shall see. I thought his team name said special needs not included as they head into the Dunlop curve. Sorry, spit down the wrong button. Goodness gracious, I hate when that happens. Alright, so we are, 5 laps into this race. These two, actually, really, these three are battling it out pretty good here for position. You see, let's look at the rear view here, the back end of that Camaro as DeRosso is chasing DeMarchi down. We do have a white flag here for a slow vehicle for him and Nate Schreiber. I don't know why. Oh, Schreiber went off the track, that's why. He might have just dipped his tires off the track here. So let's go back to, Johnny DeMarchi here. In this battle that's heating up between him, DeRosso, and Robbie. Goodness gracious. Again, turn 1. Johnny's missing his braking points. This has opened the door for DeRosso to make the move here as they're going into turn 2. They're side by side. DeRosso in the Porsche and DeMarchi in his, as Jeremy Clarkson says, the prostitute murdering Camaro. De Rosso's on the inside again. Is he going to try to assist back? It does look like he hit the brakes a little bit earlier. He's going to get a run out of the corner. Here they are side by side going out of turn 4 through the Mercedes arena and getting to turn 5. De Rosso has taken the spot from him as he goes into turn 5 Valvoline curve. It is De Rosso's to claim. Now Johnny DeMarchi's that meat in the sandwich, the middle of the menage a trois, the Eiffel Tower. He is stuck between the two, and Robbie Daniel is sitting behind him now, itching to bite and take that position away from him. We had an issue with Kirill here. What happened to Kirill? Now let's go back here and see exactly what happened. He was in P3, excuse me. Well, let's see what it is. Oh, he just lost it. Oh, and he smokes the wall hard. Mamma mia. Madonna mia. Mama. Oh my. Now let's go back to this battle here between DeMarchi and Sorta Asian. Why did it switch back there? Let's go back here, sorry. Oh, Robbie is all over the back end of him too. Robbie just seems not to be able to get by them. He's just kind of stuck. He's not able to make any progress of getting by these drivers. It's kind of interesting to see. Oh, De Rosa takes a lot of curve there, got almost on 2 wheels. But De Rosa's actually loving this too because they're battling out. It's, like I said earlier, it's making them slower. Man, I've not driven the Ginetta. I'm assuming that the Camaro just has that much more power than the Ginetta to get out of the corners because you can see him stretching it on the front straight. But not quite sure exactly. But Johnny's actually moved up a position and started this race from where he started. Let's go back to... You know what? Let's just give you a rundown of how it is going on the track. So we're going to go in P1. We have Nate Schreiber. He has himself a 4-second lead on P2, which is Ian Lidscomb, who's had quite a quiet race. He's up 2 spots from where he started in P4, so he's moving his way up. P3 is Conley in the Porsche. The abstract painting, I don't know what that is, but it's kind of cool. The black and white Panda. Ryan Luke, as I go to Ryan Luke, he is sideways Tokyo drifting his way through the NGK chicane, which has actually allowed Kirill to get right up in the backside of him again. Here we go. Down in the front straight they go. They got Luke and Kirill battling out for the P4 position. I'm really interested to see what damage Kirill actually has on his, how much damage he has on his vehicle. He's got a lot of damage. He hit that wall pretty hard. So we got 2 pasta rockets out here making spaghetti, battling all that out here in the Nürburgring GP Strecke layout. I wish we had the Nordschleife. That'd be so much fun. Doing a 45-minute race on that would be absolutely intense. I would love it personally, but I know not many would. Oh, he took a lot of curb there too. Definitely unsettling the car. We did get Robbie Daniel has made his way past DeMarchi there into the P9 position, but we're going to go ahead and keep sticking here because this is our closest battle on the track for a top 5 position. It does look like the car is not, what's the word I want to say, being polite to Kirill. It does look like he's battling a lot of oversteer issues. I'm seeing him slide a lot on the track. But it hasn't seemed to affect his confidence at all. He's definitely sticking his nose into places on the track as they are heading side by side, going into the Warsteiner Kurve. Into turn 12 they go, down the backstretch. Or, excuse me, yes, the backstretch into the NGK chicane, and then into the Coca-Cola curves. You saw Ryan Luke kind of twitch out there a little bit. So they're both pushing extremely hard, with Luke defending his position with all his might, and Kirill attacking with all his might, trying to just find a simple spot to make a move on him. Let's see what their last lap was. The both of them. Ryan Luke ran at 58.312 and Carrero ran at 58.495. So we had 0.2 of a second roughly separating the two on that last lap on their times. But it does look like Carrero does have more pace than him. It just can't seem to find a way to get around him. All right. This battle is still commencing, whereas we're going through turn 6. I think what is at the Ford curve. Let's see. You see it on top of your screen there. Yeah, because I would. Yep, that's right. Down into Dunlop. And we see Carrero outbrakes himself there, goes extremely wide. That it's opened the gap up to about a second and a half. So, and then we get down to, let's finish out this riding at the top of everybody here. So we got P6's Rush. He's got a ways away, a lot of work to make up to get up there to the P5 position. He's about 23 seconds behind. The leader of the GT4 class is Bonus Charles. The dude is flying. His last lap was a 2:06.4. His fastest lap of the race is a 2:05.9. The fastest lap for anybody else in the GT4 cars is a 2:07. He's literally a 1.1 second faster on his fastest lap. He ran 3 seconds faster than DeRosa behind him that last lap. I think Bonus has practiced a little bit. New stream, who dis? Who you? Go, 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 not no, no, no. No, no, no. It's a fast Fiat. Fix it again, Tony. We're going to go back here to Robbie and DeRosa. Actually, Robbie got past DeRosa. Let's back it up 10 seconds to see this pass here as they're going into turn 7. Dunlop curve. DeRosa just didn't get the car slowed down, went wide. He's up on the marbles, and Robbie's like, adios, amigo. And this battle is going to not finish here, guys. I'm pretty sure. Wait, we're doing just some high guy. All right, whatever floats your boat, my friend. Hope you enjoy it. How high are we talking, though? We're talking like Airbus 300 high? Or are we talking Mile High Club high? It's Derek Anderson. You'll see him tomorrow night. So tune in tomorrow night, same time and place. Don't forget, next week we are actually going to be racing at Zolder. Believe it or not, that is actually in Belgium, not the Netherlands. So, oh, I know who it is. I remember. Okay, that's Robbie's cousin out in California. Okay. As we're seeing this, we're seeing the battle between Robbie and DeRosa heated back up as they're going through turn 2 into sector 1. Robbie loses the position. DeRosa gets a little sideways. As this is continuing, Johnny is catching up. We're going to have a three-way here in a second. Oh, and there it goes. Robbie Daniel was just taken out by Johnny DeMarchi. Ouch. Let's see what this looked like from inside Johnny's car. Bam! Ouch. As Johnny is completely apologizing right now. The first car to actually make his pit stop was Josh. So he has finished his round of pits. Let's see how he can do. It looks like he did his pit times at 32.9 seconds. So, yeah, I don't think he took tires. But as you can tell, he has no penalty left, so he did serve his 15-second penalty. He is currently right behind Robbie Daniel. Technically, this is for position, really, on the track it is. That is a terrible camera view. Well, he licked that stamp, but he didn't put enough postage on it. How about that, Derek? Because that thing got returned to sender. The big bada boom. Bada boom, bada bing. We got some pretty healthy gaps going on here. The closest gap we have is 2.8 seconds between Lutzcombe and Schreiber here for the P1 position. Connolly is another 2.8 seconds behind here in P3. So this field has kind of stretched themselves out. They're not quite close enough on top of each other. Let's hope that changes here soon. Maybe somebody will stall in the pit stops or something. I don't know. I want chaos. Let's go. What kids? Are your kids watching with you too? Anyways, you can just see the gap here. I want the rear camera. There we go. I mean, obviously it's a GT4 with the Marchi behind him there, but the purple car is actually Lutzcombe, and that's P2. I mean, it's awful because Connolly's right behind him now. Connolly's actually looks like he's getting a little bit closer too. Yeah, he's just right at 2 seconds behind. But we're going to go back here to Robbie and DeRosso. It looks like DeRosso has made it back up. Or, excuse me, Robbie has made it back up to DeRosso's rear end. So we are going to see another epic battle between these two in the slow class. I mean, the GT4s. I don't even know what I'm saying either. DeRosso, seriously, dude. How many times are you going to do that in this race? As I'm saying that, you look who's just popping up back there. That's Drew Jensen in his University of Nebraska Cornhuskers vehicle. And you can see, is that Schreiber there? Yeah, that is Schreiber pulling up on the back of him. So we got the leader of the pack coming up here to these two. This little battle that's heading out here on the track. Let's jump to the heli-cam so we can kind of get a better view of exactly what's going on. You see Schreiber was able to get past Drew Jensen there. And now the next one on his list is Robbie, followed by DeRosso. Excuse me. All right, what's with the weaving there? Oh, jeez. That makes me nervous there at the NGK corner. You saw Schreiber kind of getting on pretty close here. Daniel's going to have to move out of the way. He's going to get blue flag, giving him the spot on the track. This is a different class of car, so DeRosso might get lucky where he's not. I mean, I'm sure he's getting shown the blue flag right now, but he is going to let him by here. Okay, so I didn't know if DeRosso was going to take advantage of that and try to get to Sector 1 with another car between him and Robbie, but it doesn't look like that was the case. Good sportsmanship there, DeRosso. But we're jumping up here. P2 has been overtaken. Joe Connolly has taken the position away from Lutzcombe. Lutzcombe is now in P3. Connolly in P2 is actually four spots up on where he started. He's working his way through this back marker pack of Robbie Daniel and DeRosso. The question is, I'm jumping to DeRosso here because I want to see if he outbreaks himself again in this corner. Nope, he got it that time. But we're going to go back to this battle for P2 because it's only 1 second separating these guys. I can't believe I missed that on the thing. As you see, he's getting flashed. You ain't getting any beats for that there, buddy. This ain't New Orleans. Oh, DeRosso's off the track. He's into the grass. He's into the sand. He's going beaching. I hope you brought your floaties there, pal. As I'm saying that, DeRosso and Daniel, there's going to be tight. DeRosso with that bad exit off the track there, he definitely allowed Daniel to get right up in the rear end of him again as this battle is still continuing to heat up, and when will it boil over? Oh, I'll be right back. My bag is here. And I am back again. Shady's back. No, when I went to Italy last month, they forced me to check my bag at the airport as I was walking on the plane. They lost it, so I just got it back. Pretty happy. I'm fat and out of shape. You can hear me winded just going up and down the steps like that. So, as this one fatty to everybody else, we are still sitting here with DeRosso and Robbie having a blast here. I'm going to jump this bad boy on autopilot. Let's just see what happens, where it takes us. How about that? Whew. I need to start working out again. All right, as this battle is going on here, we got car number 50. Was that 51? Who is that? That's Kirill, right? That is Kirill. Lapping these guys here. I'm just interested to see. We got another car that actually did his pit stop too. Drew Jensen did his, but I'm interested to see. Like, it seems like his tires are just completely, absolutely shot. Oh, DeRosso back behind them. I hope you guys saw that because he was literally on two wheels. Can I go 10 seconds? Woo! That was interesting. These two are just going to... On board with Robbie? Let's go on board with Robbie. How about that? Wrong button. Wrong button. There we go. I don't want to ruin the surprise here, guys, but Robbie and DeRosso are basically going to stick with each other the whole race. If someone spins out, the other one will slow down because it's more fun for them to do that than it is to just run by themselves. But I don't even know if they're even attempting to do this because DeRosso outbreaks himself again, goes extremely wide, which allows Robbie to come in here. Usually it's Robbie that makes some mistakes like this, not DeRosso. Uh-oh. My headset just beeped at me. Let me plug this bad boy in. Hold on. Alright, there we go. Now I'm all plugged in and juiced up. Let's roll. And as this was going on, we saw that DeRosso did not keep that position. So let's see what actually happened, because I missed it. We go back 30 seconds here as they're going into turn 7. This is not turn 7. But DeRosso starting DeRosso landscaping here. Hey, you better rake up that sand trap. Tyler's going to be all over you. Alright. Let's go here. You know, I'm going to go ahead and say this. Joe Connolly is actually making up some time on Schreiber there. His lap time last lap was 1/10 faster. The lap before that was like 2/10 faster. So we see Ian Ludscombe jumping into the pits here to serve his pit. Bonuses in the pits. Got a couple cars here doing their pit stops for the race. But Connolly is inching closer towards him. But with only 14, well, let's just round it up. 15 minutes left in the race. I don't think he's going to have, even if he were to do a 1/10 of a second lap faster, is not enough time to get there. Gotta admit, I do kind of like that purple. So we got Joe Connolly here in P2, Ryan Luke in P3, Kirill P4, Ludscombe sitting in the pits in P5 as he's moving, Josh Grush in P6. We have a stop and go penalty for Ludscombe. And not only a stop and go, but a stop and go 30 because he was speeding in the pits. No! You can't do that, dude. Okay, so both of these pitted. DeRosso and Robbie just pitted, so now they're close together again. These two guys, they're like a magnet. They just go towards each other. You know what? Let's go into the splitter cam of Drew Jensen so we can see this action, the battling in front of them going on. He might be just a little bit too far away. We'll go to DeRosso's view here. Man, this is a beautiful game, though. Schreiber's in the pits at 330C, so we see Joe Connolly actually taking the P1 position. Goodness gracious, can't stop. Good God, there we go. So Schreiber's pit stop at 11 seconds, 30 seconds total in the pit lane. So the GT4 class has got Charles, DeMarchi, Robbie, and DeRosso, followed by Jensen. The GT3 class is Conley, Luke, Carrell, Schreiber, and Lutsko. Now, granted, the top three drivers have yet to pit. The gap right now, I tell you what, Joe Connolly's going to be pretty close. That's 9. If he were to pit this lap, prevent that undercut from really getting him, he might actually come out here or be really darn close when he comes out of the pits, so barring him not having to take any extra fuel other than 1 liter. No, it's not. I'm not hitting a bong, dude. I'm seriously not. So I have a plate in my throat that's literally right underneath my esophagus from when I broke my neck. And lots of times spit or if I'm drinking soda or whatever gets stuck in there. And I sound like I have, rotten lung from smoking my entire life. Grush. We got Lincecum in the pits. He's going to serve his stop and go 30. Joe Connolly is jumping into the pits now. Let's see where he is going to end up with Nate Schreiber, because that is going to be the battle for the lead when this is actually going down. But it looks like, unfortunately, come on, where's Schreiber at? Schreiber's heading through the chicane right now. This is going to be close. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6. He took more fuel than I thought he needed. All right, let's see where Schreiber is. Schreiber's on the front stretch as this is going down. Joe Connolly's just exiting the pit lane. Where are they going to start and where are they going to finish? There it goes. There he goes. There goes Schreiber. A lot closer than I think Connolly wanted. But the gap is now 1.3 seconds. It worked out well for Schreiber there. He's only got one car in front of him. That's a GT4, but that wasn't enough to slow him down. Oh, no. But this battle that's going to be for P1 is going to be close. Barring bonus Charles getting out of the way. I mean, I know these are tough spots to pass, and Schreiber is just itching to get past him, try to put a gap between him and Connolly there in technically P3, but realistically this P1-2 battle here. Ooh, he looked like he had a little bit of braking oversteer there. Yeah, I see that, Richard. I wasn't going to say anything. That's why I said DeRosa needs to park it up on the apex. Oh, Jesus! Car gets unsettled going through the Schumacher S's. Schreiber is pushing hard, trying to get that gap up a little bit higher between him and Conley, but this battle is going on right now. And with 9 minutes to go in the race, we have a 1.3 second gap between what's realistically P1 and P2. We have a 1 second gap between DeRosso and Robbie here and for the P8 position. We haven't had anybody drop out this race, so good. Good for everybody to stay in this race. Proud of you. Daddy's proud of you. Let's see. The only person that has yet to pit so far is Nate Schreiber. He's got a 29.3 second lead. This might be a good time for him to jump into the pits. because you're about a 32 to 33 second pit stop. Barring any luck, let's see if Schreiber got anybody in front of him. No, he doesn't. So, unfortunately, Luke is going to be hung out to dry here. He needs to get in the pits faster than he needs to than anything to try to preserve a little bit of gap if he can get one. But he'd need a lightning quick pit. He need to hit the brake marker perfect. He need to hit the start button perfect for this to work for him. So we got a 1.8 second gap between him and Connolly. Robbie and DeRosso are going to be battling it out here for the P8 position. 1 second separates these two. DeRosso's having issues all race trying to not outbrake himself into these corners. So let's see if he's able to get a little bit closer to Robbie here. Maybe, hopefully, he doesn't get any tunnel vision. This is actually DeRosso's home track, by the way. So, right up the street from him. Literally, they're in the same province and everything. Or state, whatever you want to call it. So, he's going to try to go to the outside. We're heading into turn 4 out of Mercedes Arena into the Valvoline curve. DeRosso's right on the backside of Robbie Daniel. Oh, this is so close. The question is this is the turn coming up here, the Dunlap curve, where DeRosso's actually struggled mightily braking, and he's went wide a few times in this race. I mean, goodness gracious, we're only going to be 18 laps in for these gentlemen here, and I know I've seen it 4 times at least where he's gone wide. But with 6.5 minutes to go in this race, the battle, Connolly and Schreiber there for the theoretical P1 position has gaps open to 2.5 seconds. Let's see here. But this is our closest battle on the track, literally. Everything else is about 5 seconds, 4 to 5 seconds, or, 70 seconds away. So we're going to stick with these guys. They're giving us loads of entertainment. What do they call that? F1.5. So this would be F1.5 for us, watching the midfield battling it out for position on a racetrack. And the weird part is, the closer this is going to get closer to the end of the race with 5 minutes and 45 seconds to go, the more brave both of them are going to be. Robbie goes wide. DeRosso jumps onto the inside, takes the position right, but DeRosso trying to get back on the power too soon, gets the car sideways, and that allows Robbie to actually gain back the time lost he had. So he's actually getting a nice tow down the straight. I know for a fact that if I'm DeRosso, I'm scared to death of getting the brakes. So we have one going wide, one not going wide. They're side by side through turn 1. Turn 2, they're side by side, but wisely DeRosso decides to tap the brakes and let him go, because I don't think either one of them would have made it through if they would have kept trying in that position. But he does give him a little bit of a bump in the rear. Smack that ass once. Let's go. I'm jumping back up here to the P1, the theoretical P1 position too. Nate Schreiber's struggling massively. He's actually, the gap is closed down to 1.3 seconds. Man, this DeRosso battle is still all over the place, with Robbie ahead of DeRosso heading down into, what is this going to be, Dunlap. So, wow. Schreiber's having issues, but then he gaps him a little bit by, like, he gains 3/10, 4/10, boom. And then Conley shuts it down. Like, it's almost as if his tires are completely shot. So with 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the race here, we're seeing a battle here for the P8 position. The battle for P1 is heating up. Ryan Luke's going to have to get in the pits. He's 1.7 down on his Delta. We got side-by-side action between DeRosso and Robbie, but he needs to get in. He's got a 27-second lead, but it's not going to get any better. Especially since those two, Conley and Schreiber, have clean air in front of them. Ooh, we just see the McLaren behind them getting all sorts of unhappy on the curves in the NGK chicane. Conley's down to 1.3. We got 0.3 of a second between these two. Going into turn 1, it's literally the exact opposite of a lap before. We're going to jump back up here to Schreiber and Conley. We got a 1.3 second gap between these two. So are you calling our race tomorrow night? Or I don't know who's doing that announcing tomorrow night, but Ryan Luke has made his pit stop. He was up. I mean, it would have been a lot closer than what he is now. He's down. The gap between him and Conley is 9.4 seconds. I think if he would have pitted right away, the gap would have been about 5.5. So that did cost him a little bit. Actually, a lot of it. I just realized that the battle between Robbie and DeRosso, yeah, it's for P8, P9 overall, but it's also for P2 on the podium. Poor Lutzcombe, he was having a great race up there in P2 and actually maintaining the gap between him and Schreiber earlier in the race, and just unfortunately himself getting a speeding penalty in the pit lane, not getting that big beamer slow down fast enough. Cost him a stop-and-go 30-second penalty with Kirill right behind him in P6. I'm wondering if Lutzcombe is struggling with tire deg right now. As Kirill goes to the inside and they're going on the front straight, I'm actually impressed that the BMW is pulling away here. I thought the Pasta Rocket was faster on the straights. But as I say that, he dives, brakes later, over-brakes, Kirill does. It allows Lutzcombe to do the switchback, come back on him. They make contact into turn 2. They are both around. Contact again. Kirill, contact again. He's getting T-boned as they both head back onto the track. Well, I guess technically Lutzcombe never left the track. But, yeah, that's not how you want to do that. So let's go back to this battle here with 30 seconds. Oh, shoot, it's 30 seconds to go in this race. We're going to look up here at Schreiber and Conley. They're only 1.3 seconds separating them. This is where they at on this lap. They are going to be, this is not the final lap yet. I believe this will be the second to last lap. So leave everything on the line right here, Conley. Brake a little bit later. Get a little on the throttle faster. Get a little brave in the chicane. Come on, let's get a photo finish. Gap is 1 second between these two. DeRosso and Robbie Daniel are 0.3 of a second away from each other. I wish I could do side-by-side split screen, guys. I really do, because this would be actually quite entertaining to have it. This is just ridiculous. Conley has lost a bit of a gap to Nate Schreiber as he is heading around Dunlap Curve. That's a 2.3 second gap as Schreiber, while albeit it looked like he has cruised to the win, he has actually had quite a bit of a battle on his hands. It looked like he was maintaining the car at the beginning of the race. Has some tire degradation, but he has been having to actually quite battle here towards the end of the race to maintain his position as the leader of the race. Let's see, Rosso and Daniel swap spots one more time. As we see Schreiber rounding the Coca-Cola curve for the last time, I believe. Maybe not. I'm not quite sure if it is a white flag or not. We'll find out here in 2 seconds when he crosses the start-finish line. It is. That is your winner of tonight is Nate Schreiber, and P2 is Joe Conley. Going to be followed by Ryan Luke here in P3. So there's your podium overall tonight. We're going to jump back here to the battle between Robbie. Well, and there's Ian Ludscombe between the two of them here. Let's see if Robbie or DeRosso can take advantage of Robbie having to get on the brakes there to allow the GT3 to go by. Ludscombe is going to finish in the P6 position, barring anything crazy happening with Corilla in front of him. So let's see. Come on, you two. Come on. Oi, Justin. What's up, JT? It does look like we are not going to have a photo finish tonight between these guys. It does look like they are going to be able to keep themselves separated enough. Goodness gracious, Josh Grush is yet to finish the race. Where's he at on the track here? Bonus just past the start-finish line, so there's the end of the race for him. We're going into turn 11, which is just a kink, and then into the NGK chicane, and DeRosso has gotten right on the backside of him. This is where the race is going to be won for the either one of them. He takes time deep. He's hard on the brakes. He cuts them off. They're both off the track. DeRosso's losing balance. He's all over, bouncing all over the place. Robbie takes the position back. They're going into the final turn of the Coca-Cola curve. DeRosso is all over at the backside of him. He did get a run, but I don't think he's going to have enough. They are going to finish this race P8 and P9. That was quite entertaining there towards the end. So your winner tonight was Nate Schreiber, followed by Conley, Ryan Luke P3, Josh Crush P4, Kirill P5, Ian Ludscombe 6, Bonus Charles 7, Robbie Daniel 8th, DeRosso 9th, Drew Jensen 10th, and riding at your field tonight is Johnny DeMarchi. Hope you guys found that was entertaining, because I did. Your winner tonight is, again, Nate Schreiber. Let's see if I can try to get some of them in here for an interview, so bear with me 1 second, guys, okay? Is he in? He is. All right. Let me pull him up here. Nate, congratulations on your win.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
It turned out to be quite a bit of a battle there towards the end. Were you struggling with tires? What was going on there?
Yeah, a little. Yeah, I definitely had some tire heating, overheating issues. I had in the middle of the race, I went off the track, and it took I think 5 or 6 laps to cool my tires after that, and they never really got back down to temp even after the pit stop.
Yeah, you could see there. You pitted, and then Conley pitted directly right after you, the very next lap. But you just struggled getting out of the corners. You weren't getting grip out of the corners, which was allowing him to just inch closer and closer. But you kept it clean, though, other than that one aspect. But again, congratulations on the win.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it feels good. It's nice to be. I'm pretty sure that puts me in the lead now, so that's great. Good battles with Connolly for sure. I'm sure the rest of the season.
You're going to be begging for a promotion? Is that what I hear?
Oh yeah. That's the only reason I came, baby.
All right. Well, there's your race winners tonight. Nate Schreiber, again, congratulations from all of us. See you next week in Zolder.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too. That was your race winner tonight. Let's see. Yeah, we're just going with everybody else left there. So that is your race winner for tonight. Thank you again, everybody, for watching. I hope you had a wonderful night, and I'm really excited to see you guys next week there at Zolder. So, again, have a great rest of your week. Be sure to join us tomorrow night for the Pro-Am class race. Again, same time and place, Nürburgring, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I wish you guys a wonderful rest of your